Do you think that Stafford belongs in the MVP conversation?
He absolutely does. And right now, I only have 3 guys in this conversation. I got Matt Ryan at the head of my list right now. He has 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, about 2,300 yards. So he's 400 yards and ahead of Matthew Stafford with 1 touchdown. Matthew Stafford, about 1,900 yards. But 3 of his 4 wins have been the comeback variety, and that's what you want to see in your quarterback. You want to see your quarterback in the most adverse of situations be able to bring his team back and get the win. And I think the best thing to happen to him, although he did not know it at the time, was Megatron retiring, because it forced him to go through a progression and not feel obligated to get Megatron 12, 13 targets per game. Sometimes he put himself and the team in harm's way trying to feed the ball to Megatron. And the third guy is Tom Brady. He's 3 games in. He has 8 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards, no interceptions. He's completing over 70% of his passes. Now, we have Elway, who won in the strike-shortened year, 1987. He missed 3 games, but he won the MVP. Montana, in '89, he won the MVP. He missed 3 games. Now, normally, those were because of injuries. We don't know really how the voters vote when a guy's suspended for 4 games. But right now, those are my top 3 guys. But if Tom Brady runs the table, he's going to be the MVP.
Really? I hope I'm wrong about this, but I say there is no way the voters vote for Tom Brady for MVP, because he did get suspended for what many people thought was cheating and lying about cheating. So I think he's out, and I hope I'm wrong. But I agree with your on the field, he is performing at an MVP
Absolutely.
level. Now, just when I thought you had seen the light about the team that is now tied for the lead in the NFC
If you
at
do,
5-1.
Skip, if you do it,
Wait
I'm
a
going to do it. If you mention anything C, if it starts with a C and ends with a Y, I'm leaving. S.
What is my favorite stat about quarterbacks in the National Football League? QBR. Who is leading all quarterbacks in the National Football League in QBR at this date? On this day, this is a Monday here. I don't even know what the date is, October, whatever it is. Who's leading in
24th.
QBR?
Day
Thank
the 24th.
you. Thank you. October 20. We're almost to November. Who's leading? A kid in Dallas who was drafted in the 4th round out of Mississippi State named Dak Prescott, which means he should be leading in the MVP race right now. What he's done to turn around that woeful Jerry run franchise, he has become the face of the Dallas Cowboys. He is the reason they are 5-1, and I think Super Bowl bound. That's just me, but I've been saying it from the start of the year. They're going to win the NFC.
Zeke plays no role in it.
He plays some role in it, but it's the quarterback's game, and it belongs to Dak Prescott. Now, back to Matt Stafford. I told you Friday, I think he's finally playing at a level without Megatron that he should have played at all along, which is the #1 overall pick in the draft. He's living up to that. Right now, he's performing at a top 5 quarterback level. To me, I've got him at 4 game-winning drives this year, 4. The problem for me to put him at the top of the list in MVP is, you realize, I don't even know how to explain this, he lost to Tennessee in Detroit. How do you do that?
Right.
And in that game, he wasn't very good. He had 55% of his passes in that game, threw a touchdown, 1 interception, and then he went to Soldier Field and he lost to the Bears 17-14. Well, you're disqualified for being in the race right now. You could play your way in because he's on his way to winning the NFC East right now, right? Beating the Eagles.
North.
No, I'm saying the East because he's beating the Eagles and the Redskins, right? So he still gets.
Right.
I don't know
Yeah,
if they play the
yeah.
Giants,
Stafford,
but I think they do. I know they play Dallas.
Yes.
So he could win the NFC East, quote unquote, by beating all 4 teams there. I'm impressed with that, but I can't get over those 2 L's there because I can't really explain what happened, and I did not closely watch either of those games. But the numbers are bad, the QBRs are bad. He's at 73 for the season, which is tied for 6th. It's okay. And what he did against Washington yesterday and against Philly a couple of weeks back, extraordinary. I mean, he can do things that very few quarterbacks can do.
But here's the thing, Skip. At the end of the day, it's still a stat award. So if you think Dak Prescott's going to throw for 2,700 yards with 20 touchdowns and win the MVP, it's not going to happen.
Okay, he's going to have to do it with percentage of completions, winning 3rd down. He'll have the best 3rd down percentage in the NFL, time of possession. Those are all going to have to count. And finally, 1-loss record would have to count. But right now, from what I've seen, and I'm completely objective about this, right? I don't know how you can't say he's the MVP so far. We got a long way to go.
He's the MVP of the Cowboys team.
Okay.
But he's not the MVP of the league.